Hello dear students, myself CMA Padmaja Buzruk. I will be discussing about presentation of financial statements. Go to study note number 2, presentation of financial statements as per schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013. Today I will be discussing about assets. Part 1, form of balance sheet. First is equity and liabilities that we have already discussed, and second is assets. Total of equity and liabilities should be equal to total of assets. It is to be presented in the vertical format as per Companies Act 2013. Assets are of two types as per schedule 3, non-current assets and current assets. So one by one we'll see. Assets, first is non-current assets. Under non-current asset, first is fixed assets. Under fixed assets, first one is tangible assets. Tangible assets shall be classified as land, building, plant and machinery, furniture and fixture, vehicle, office equipment and others. You are supposed to specify the nature of the asset. Leasehold land should be presented as a separate asset class under tangible assets. Also, freehold land should be presented as a separate asset class. The term under lease should mean asset given on operating lease in case of lessor and asset held under finance lease in case of leasee. A reconciliation of gross and net carrying amount of each class of asset at the beginning and end of reporting period showing additions, disposal, acquisition through business combinations and other adjustments, and the related depreciation and impairment loss reversals shall be disclosed separately. So for each and every class of asset, it is necessary to prepare a reconciliation, total cost of the asset minus depreciation, total depreciation, depreciation for the year, if any additions have been made, any asset have been disposed of, that is opening balance plus addition minus disposal minus depreciation, which equals to closing balance. Under fixed asset, second is intangible asset. Intangible asset shall be classified as goodwill, brands and trademarks, computer software, mastheads, that means banner name on the front page and publishing titles, mining rights, copyrights and patents and other intellectual property rights, services and operating rights, recipes, formula, model, designs, prototypes, licenses and franchise and others. You are supposed to specify the nature. Intangible assets under development should also be disclosed separately if AS26 criteria are met. Under fixed assets, third is capital work in progress. To be shown as a separate line item on the face of the balance sheet, capital advances should be included under long-term loans and advances and hence cannot be included under capital work in progress. Fourth under fixed asset is intangible assets under development. To be shown as separate line item on the face of the balance sheet, intangible asset under development should be disclosed under this head provided they can be recognized based on the criteria laid down in AS26. Now, under non-current assets, second one is non-current investments. Non-current investments shall be classified as trade investments and other investments, and further classified as investment in property, equity instruments, preference shares, government or trust securities, debentures or bonds, mutual funds, partnership firms, and other non-current investments. You are supposed to specify the nature of other non-current investments. If a debenture is to be redeemed partly within 12 months and balance after 12 months, the amount to be redeemed within 12 months should be disclosed as current and the balance as non-current investment. Trade investment is normally understood as an investment made by a company in shares or debentures of another company to promote the trade or business of the first company. Investment in LLPs will be disclosed separately under other investments. Under non-current assets, third is deferred tax asset to be shown as a separate line item on the face of the balance sheet. Under non-current assets, fourth one is long-term loans and advances. Long-term loans and advances shall be classified as capital advances, security deposits, loans and advances to related parties, giving details thereof. The term details of loans and advances of related parties would mean disclosure requirement contained in AS 18, Accounting Standard 18 for related party disclosure. Other loans and advances, you are supposed to specify nature of other loans and advances. The above shall be separately subclassified as secured and considered good, secured, unsecured and considered good, and doubtful. Allowances for bad and doubtful loans and advances shall be disclosed under the relevant head separately. Loans and advances due by directors or other officers of the company or any of them either severally or jointly with any other person, or amount due by firm or private company respectively in which any director is a partner of a director or a member should be separately stated. So under non-current assets, next is fifth one is other non-current assets. Other non-current assets shall be classified as long-term trade receivables, including trade receivables on deferred credit terms. Others, you are supposed to specify the nature of other non-current assets. A receivable shall be classified as trade receivable if it is in respect of amount due on account of goods sold or services rendered in the normal course of business. Dues in respect of insurance claim, sale of fixed assets, contractually reimbursable expenses, interest accrued on trade receivables, etc., should be classified as others, and each such item should be disclosed nature wise. Long term receivables shall be separately subclassified as secured, considered good, unsecured, considered good, doubtful. Allowance for bad and doubtful loans and advances shall be disclosed under the relevant heads separately. Dates due by directors or other officers of the company or any of them either severally or jointly with any other person, or dates due by firm or private company respectively in which any director is a partner or a director or a member should be separately stated. Now under the head assets, second is current assets. Under current asset, first one is current investments. It shall be classified as investment in equity instrument, investment in preference shares, investment in government or trust securities, investment in debentures or bonds, investment in mutual fund, investment in partnership firms, other investments. You are supposed to specify the nature of other investments. Under current assets, second one is inventories. It shall be classified as raw materials, work in progress, finished goods, stock in trade in respect of goods acquired for trading, stores and spares, loose tools, others. You are supposed to specify the nature of other inventories. Goods in transit shall be disclosed under the relevant subhead of inventories. Mode of valuation shall be stated. Under current assets, the third is trade receivables. Aggregate amount of trade receivables outstanding for a period exceeding 6 months from the date they are due for payment should be separately stated. Security wise details, trade receivables shall be separately subclassified as secured, considered good, unsecured, considered good, doubtful. Allowance for bad and doubtful loans and advances shall be disclosed under the relevant head separately. Dates due by directors or other officers of the company or any of them either severally or jointly with any other person, or date due by firms or private companies respectively in which any director is a partner or a director or a member should be separately stated. Now under current assets, fourth one is cash and cash equivalent. Cash and cash equivalent shall be classified as balance with banks, checks or drafts on hand, cash on hand. Others, you are supposed to specify the nature of other cash and cash equivalent. Other bank balances would comprise items like balance with banks to the extent of held as margin money or security against borrowings, etc., and bank deposit with more than 3 months maturity. Bank deposit with more than 12-month maturity will also need to be separately disclosed under the above subhead. Under current assets, the fifth subhead is short-term loans and advances. Short-term loans and advances shall be classified as loans and advances to related parties, giving details thereof. Others, you are supposed to specify the nature of other short-term loans and advances. Security-wise classification, the above shall be subclassified as secured, considered good, unsecured, considered good, and doubtful. Bad and doubtful allowances for bad and doubtful loans and advances shall be disclosed under the relevant head separately. Loans and advances due by directors or other officers of the company or any of them either severally or jointly with any other person, or amount due by firm or private company respectively in which any director is a partner or a director or a member shall be separately stated. Now under current assets, the last one is other current assets. This is an all-inclusive heading which incorporates current assets that do not fit into any other asset categories. Nature of each item should be specified. Other current asset include the current asset which will not fit in any of the above subheads of current assets. Notes to accounts. The amount of dividend proposed to be distributed to equity and preference shareholders for the period and related amount per share shall be disclosed separately and not to be shown in the balance sheet. So dividend per share on equity and preference shares to be shown by way of notes to accounts, where in respect of an issue of securities made for a specific purpose, the whole or part of amount has not been used for the specific purpose at the balance sheet date. These shall be indicated by way of note how such unutilized amount have been used or invested. If shares or debentures have been used for specific purpose and whole or part of the amount has been used not for that purpose but some other purpose, it is necessary to indicate it by way of note how the amount has been utilized, used or invested. If in the opinion of board any of the assets other than fixed assets and non-current investments do not have a value on realization in the ordinary course of business as least equal to the amount at which they are stated, the fact that board is of that opinion shall be stated. Other than fixed assets and non-current investment, other assets which are stated in the balance sheet, mostly they are current assets. If their realizable value is lesser than the value which is quoted in the balance sheet, or if there is no realization value, if this is the opinion of the board of directors, then it is to be noted in the notes to the accounts. In this particular video, we have seen Schedule 3 requirements for assets, disclosure requirement for each head and subhead under the head assets have been discussed in this particular video. Thank you.